Shri Govinda Gopinath Manju ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Rashatarashata Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Śrīla Gurudeva ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Rashatarashata Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Rashatarashata Shishmar Śrīla Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupad Rashatarashata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupad Rashatarashata Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākura ki jai. Nitya Pravishta Vaiṣṇava Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jīva Gopala Bhattadash Raghunath Shard Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Shri Hairas Ṭhākur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Tham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kund ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Rāsa-pañcādhyāyī ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shri Dāmodarāṣṭakam ki jai. Dāmodarāṣṭakam ki jai. Yashoda Damodar Radha Damodar ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Did it happen?
I type in Gopinath Bhavan and I send them that address, but it's something over by Keshivat. So they go all around back there. Now they can't get here. Now the guy wants to go back to Delhi. He's all fried.
Oh my God. That's nuts. Sorry, guys. Some problem with the books. Okay, let's begin. Om Jnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayanati Namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Yang pravrajantamanupetamapeta-krityang dvaipayano virahakatara ajuhava putreti tanmayataya taravo bhinedustang sarvabhuta hridayang munimanatosmi Narayanam namaskritya narang chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye. Shrinvatang Swakatha Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana Hridantasto Yabhadrani Vidhunoti Suhritsatam Nashta Prayeshvabhadreshu Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Tavaivasmi na jivami tvaya vina. Iti vigyaya radhe tvam nayamam charanantikam. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshay kshiptastakama ditaranga madhe kripa maitam sharanam prapana vrinde namaste charana ravindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Haribo, Maravi Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji. Yeah, and sorry guys, I'm so late today. I didn't prepare beforehand, and yeah, I came up a little bit late, so that's why. Anyways, today's going to be a short reading, I think. So, okay. Anga Shamali. Oh, so sorry. Something I'm thinking to do now is we can, because we haven't done this yet, read all the Gopi Gita translations all together, and then we'll read the first two verses of the next chapter when Krishna appears before the gopis. I already started very late today, so I can't. No, maybe another time though. Okay. And then afterwards, we'll read my Gurudev's commentary for the 5th verse, finally, after a few days. Yeah. First, let's say this verse, though, here. Anga shama lima chata bhirabito mandi kritendi varam jadyam jagudoro chisham vidadatam patam barasya shriya vrindaranya vilasinam ridilasar Tamabhirama Radha Skandha Niveshito Jwalabhujam Dhyaema Damodaram. His dark bodily luster eclipses a blue lotus. His brilliant yellow garments rebuke the radiance of golden kumkum. He revels in pastimes within Sri Vrindavan. His chest is beautified by a splendid Vaijayanti garland, and his splendorous left hand rests upon the shoulder of Sri Radha. I meditate upon that Sri Damodar. Okay, I'll just verse and then I'll read the translations for everything. Ajayati te tikam janmana vraja shayata indira shashvaratrahi taita dreshata adikshutavakas tvaidrita savas tam vichirvate. The gopi said, O most beloved, because of your birth in this land of Raj, it has become even more glorious than Vaikuntha and other planets. It is for this reason that Lakshmi eternally decorates it with her presence. It is for your sake alone that we, your gopis, maintain our lives. We are searching for you in all directions. Therefore, please show yourself to us. O Master of amorous pleasure, Shri Krishna. O Bestower of benedictions. Okay, sorry. O Bestower of benedictions, is killing us, your unpaid servants, by the glance of your eyes, which steal even the proud beauty of the perfectly formed blossomed lotus? Is this not considered murder? O crest jewel among men, time and again you have saved us from all kinds of danger, from the poisonous water of Kaliya Hrad, from Aghasura, from torrential rains showered down by Indra, from the whirlwind created by Trinavarta, from Indra's fiery thunderbolts, from the bull demon Arishtasura, and from the son of Maya Danava, Vyomasura. O friend, you are certainly not only the son of Yashoda, you are also the Supersoul who resides in the heart of all living beings. In response to the prayer of Lord Brahma, you have descended in the Yadav dynasty in order to protect the universe. Crest jewel of the Yadu dynasty, O beloved, your lotus hand grants fearlessness to those souls who, terrified by the cycle of birth and death, surrender to your lotus feet. O fulfiller of our desires, please place on our heads that very lotus hand that grants fearlessness and that accepted Lakshmi's two hands. O hero, you destroy the sorrows of the residents of Raj. Your mere smile shatters the pride arising from the good fortune of your near and dear ones, and it also shatters the sulky mood of Man arising from that pride. O dear friends, we are your maidservants. Therefore, for your own pleasure, kindly show us your attractive lotus face. Your lotus feet destroy the past sins of surrendered souls. Those feet follow behind the cows that graze in the pastures. They are the abode of Lakshmi Devi, and you place them upon the hoods of a serpent, Kaliya. Please place those very lotus feet upon our breasts and subdue the lust in our hearts. O lotus-eyed one, we are bewildered by your sweet voice and enchanting words, which capture the minds of clever Rasik scholars. O hero, we are your maidservants. Please restore our lives with the divine ambrosia of your lips. Ambrosial narrations about you are the life and soul of those tormented by separation from you. Greatly learned devotees such as Brahma, Shiva, and the four Kumaras sing of them. These narrations vanquish the distress of fructified prarabdha and unfructified aprarabdha sins. Simply hearing them bestows auspiciousness, bestow the wealth of prem. Persons who glorify your pastimes expand the nectar of narrations about you. Therefore, that person who performs kirtan of your lila katha in this world is the most generous benefactor. O beloved, meditating on your smiling face, love-laden glances, amorous play, and heart-touching conversations in secret places bestows the greatest joy. But, O cheater, they also greatly torment our minds. O Master, O beloved, when you leave Vraj to take the cows and other graze, the soles of your feet, which are as tender as a lotus, must suffer great pain from sharp pebbles, grass, and the edges of dry grains. When we think about this, our minds become very distressed. At twilight, when you repeatedly show us your lotus face, which is framed by bluish-black locks of hair and covered in dust from the hooves of cows, you arouse amorous desire within our heart. O dear most beloved, O destroyer of all sorrow, your lotus feet fulfill all desires of your surrendered devotees. They are worshipped by Brahma, and they are the ornament of the earth. When meditated upon, they remove all calamity. When accepting service, they bestow supreme bliss. Kindly place those lotus feet upon our breasts. The nectar of your lips increases the pleasure of amorous union, and it vanquishes sorrow or separation from you. Your ambrosial lips are passionately kissed by your singing flute, and they cause every human being to forget all other attachments. O hero, please make us drink the nectar of your lips. O beloved, unable to see you as you roam the forest during the day, we experience every moment as a millennium. Then, upon your return from the forest at dusk, we eagerly gaze upon your exquisitely beautiful lotus face, adorned with curly locks, and become greatly perturbed by the occasional blinking of our eyes. At that time, the creator of eyelids seems like a fool to us. O Achyuta, we have come to you, having rejected our husbands, sons, brothers, friends, and our entire family. O cheater, you know very well why we came here. We have come bewitched by the loud song of your flute. Who but you would abandon young ladies who have come to you alone in the night? O beloved master, having seen you as you conversed intimately with us in secret places, your smiling face, which acts as a stimulus for our amorous desires, your glancing at us with love, and your expansive chest, which is the eternal resting place of the goddess of fortune, our hankering to meet with you has increased manyfold, and our minds are repeatedly bewildered. O Krishna, your appearance on this earth completely destroys the sorrows of Vraja's residents, and in every way it brings auspiciousness to the world. Our hearts long for you alone. Therefore, kindly give in charity a little bit of that medicine which can cure the heart disease of your dear ones. O beloved, fearing that your tender lotus feet will be hurt, we carefully place them on our hard breasts. With those very same feet, you wander in the forest. Are your feet not in pain, injured by the needle-sharp stones and other sharp objects? You are our very life. Thinking of all this fills our hearts with great distress. So now we're reading these next two verses from chapter 32. I guess we could just read it straight from the book. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Now this chapter, beginning chapter 4 of Rāsa-pañcādhyāyī, chapter 32 of Srimad 10th Canto, Sri Krishna reappears and consoles the gopis. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Iti gopya pragayanta pralapantyascha rurudusu swaram rajan Krishna darshana lalasa. Shukadeva said, O king, in this way, the Vraj Gopis sang out their laments in various captivating ways as they were drowning in separation from their beloved Sri Krishna. Unable to control themselves in their pitiful condition, they began to weep loudly in very sweet, heart-rending voices that resounded with their ardent desire to see their lover. So, Bhāvārtha. First, we're beginning with Śrīdhara Pad's Bhāvārtha Dīpikā. When Sri Hari heard the gopis lamenting in separation, his heart melted to a great degree. Then, having appeared there, He honored those Vrajdevis and consoled them. Seeing the hearts of the gopis extremely agitated in the great waves of the nectar of his love, Sri Nandanandan mercifully filled the hearts of all the Vraj damsels with bliss. This is the subject matter described in this 32nd chapter. Sri Shukadeva Goswami said, in this way, the gopis, extremely eager to see Krishna, began to sing various charming songs in full voice, and in great lamentation wept openly. Śrīla Jiva Goswami Pad's Vaiṣṇava Toṣaṇī. In this verse, the word iti is used, meaning in reference to previously mentioned words, or in this manner, etc. In this way, the Vraj damsels became very eager to have audience of Sri Krishna. Pragayantya. This means that they began to sing loudly due to their prema being intensified. At times, spurred by feelings of helplessness, they began to weep uncontrollably. Or, in the agitation of separation, they began to babble incoherently. Or, while singing and crying in various manners, they began to weep piteously in a loud, high pitch. The behavior of the Vrajdevis is certainly understandable in the light of their fervent desire to see Sri Krishna. Therefore, Sri Shukadeva Goswami said, O king, addressing him in a mood of distress. Śrīla Viśvanātha Cakravartī Thakur's Sārārtha Darshini. In this 32nd chapter, Sri Shukadeva Goswami described how Sri Krishna appeared before the gopis, who offered him worship upon his arrival. He venerated them in turn, and in loving, heartfelt words, declared that he was indebted to them. Hankering for Sri Krishna's audience, the gopis began to sing a wonderful rhythmic melody, gradually rising up the musical scales. The outbreak of their intense prema rendered them helpless. Thus they began to babble and weep bitterly in a sweet voice that expressed their lamentation. Tasamavira bhochore smayamana mukhambuja pitambara darasragvi shakshan manmata pitambara darasragvi shakshan manmata. Dandavat pranams Karkarajji and Ganga Mataji. So at that moment, Sri Krishna, the crest jewel in the dynasty of Shurasen, appeared among those wailing damsels of Vraj. His lotus face was blossoming with a gentle smile. A garland of forest flowers hung around his neck, and his body was wrapped in a dazzling yellow cloth. His beauty was such that it turns the mind of Kamadev, who himself stirs the hearts of everyone. Śrīla Śrīdhara Swamipad's Bhāvārtha Dīpikā. Manmata. The stunning form that directly enchanted even Cupid. In other words, this form was so beautiful that it instilled lust in the heart of Cupid, who himself bewilders the whole world. Śrīla Jiva Goswami Pad's Vaiṣṇava Toṣaṇī. Witnessing the gopis' distressed condition, Sri Krishna thought to himself, agitated in separation, the cowherd damsels are crying bitterly, being so worried that I may hurt my... They're crying bitterly, being so worried that I may hurt my feet in this deep, dense forest. Consequently, their life heirs are about to depart. Thinking about them in this way, he suddenly appeared right in the midst of the weeping gopis with a gentle smile on his face. Sri Krishna was attracted by their self-abnegation, seeing how they were undergoing such intense anguish and separation from him, and how they were crying in great humility. And thus he gave them his merciful darshan. In their humbleness, the Vraj Devis had no concern for the distress they felt in separation from Sri Krishna. Rather, they were worried only about Sri Krishna's unhappiness, and this is what agitated them. It is due to such special humility that one quickly obtains Sri Krishna. Therefore, it is established that such special humility is indeed the means of attaining the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Despite Sri Krishna being famous as Shori, one who has taken birth in the dynasty of Shudasen, that is, in the abode of Vasudev, he appeared right in the middle of Vraj damsels, displaying his complete sweetness and beauty, ever fresh at every moment. In his form, he manifested unprecedented qualities, far more excellent than ever seen before. For example, it will be mentioned further on. Accepting the form which is the very abode of all the beauty of the three worlds, Sri Krishna appeared resplendent among the cowherd damsels. That will be in in verse 14 of this chapter. And just as a great dazzling sapphire looks beautiful surrounded by golden beads, similarly, Sri Krishna, the son of Mother Yashoda, looked especially dazzling, encircled by the golden complexioned cowherd damsels. It's the next chapter, verse 6. O Sakhi, what type of austerities have those damsels of Vraj performed, as a result of which they are continuously drinking by their eyes the transcendental beauty of Sri Krishna, which is the essence of all loveliness? Such beauty is incomparable and unsurpassed, self-manifest, ever fresh, extremely rare, and the only basis of fame, beauty, and opulence. That's 10th Canto, chapter 44, verse 14. Similarly, describing the special glories of the gopis, Sri Uddhav declared in chapter 10th Canto, chapter 47, 58. On this earth, only those cowherd damsels have been successful in making their existence meaningful, because they have achieved the highest level of love, Rudha Mahabhav, for Bhagavan Sri Govinda. Those who are fearful of material existence, great sages, and we devotees also desire that loving mood. Ah, what is the use of receiving birth as Brahma if one has not developed overwhelming attachment, anurag, to hearing the nectarian accounts of Sri Krishna's pastimes with the gopis? According to this philosophical conclusion that Sri Uddhav spoke, it is befitting that Sri Krishna will manifest his unprecedented, beautifully and sweet form among the gopis, since they are endowed with the topmost love. This idea is illustrated in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.42. A person eating a meal will experience simultaneously satisfaction of mind, nourishment of the body, and freedom from hunger. Similarly, to the degree one performs devotional service, especially hearing and chanting, then accordingly one simultaneously experiences bhakti characterized by love, sudden vision of Bhagavan, who is the object of love, and detachment from the illusory sense objects. How does it go? Tushti Pushti Kshudartha. In other words, the person who is advancing in bhajan will receive a vision of the topmost form of his loving Lord, and will also relish his sweetness to the degree of his bhajan. According to this logic, it has been shown that Sri Krishna appeared among the Vraj gopis in that form which directly turns the heart of Cupid, who himself agitates the hearts of all. The form of Rasa Shri Krishna is Shakshat Manmata Manmata. There's a long footnote here. Let's read it. In this verse, Śrīla Gurudeva Gosvāmī addressed Sri Krishna, who performs the Rasa dance, as Shakshat Manmata Manmata. The purport is that in the various quadruple manifestations of Shri Krishna, such as Vasudeva, oh, I think I made a mistake. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, sorry. Let me reread that. Okay. So, oops. Sorry, guys. Let me read that. So, Shukadeva Goswami addressed Shri Krishna as one who performs rasa dance as Shakshan Manmata. The purport is that in the various quadruple manifestations of Shri Krishna, such as Vasudeva, the original Pradyumna of Dwarka alone is the transcendental and direct manifestation of Manmata, or Madan. Moreover, he is the root cause of the subsequent quadruple manifestations found in the other transcendental abodes, and is the original Cupid. Did you know that, Pradyumna Prabhu? In addition, Swayam Rup Bhagavan Rasvi Hari Rajendra Nandan Shri Krishna is the very source of Cupid in the form of Pradyumna. Here the word Shakshat directly denotes the transcendental Cupid Pradyumna himself, Swayam, and not the mundane Kamadev. Endowed with one particle of the reflection of the potency of Dwarka, Pradyumna, the mundane Cupid, turns the minds of the living entities of the material world by inspiring material desires in them, and only manifests topics that are suitable for satisfying their bodily senses. However, that mundane Cupid also becomes enchanted by saying Raspi Hari Shri Krishna, and faints due to being aroused by intense desire to serve him as a female. The mind of the living entity is the place of residence of the mundane Cupid, whose activities satisfy the mind and the senses by inspiring them to enjoy the various sense objects. However, out of good fortune, when the form of this new Cupid, Rasabihari, dressed as a cowherd boy, appears in the mind of the living entity, first of all, he infatuates the mundane Cupid, who is present there, and makes him faint. As a result of this, the desire for sense gratification does not flash in the mind again. Thereafter, Rasbihari attracts that pure mind towards himself. Factually, this form of Rajendranandan Rasbihari and Rasaraj, the king of all mellows, is indeed Shakshat Manmata, directly the Cupid of even the Cupids. He always performs the pastimes such as the Ras dance in Sri Vrindavan in the company of the cowherd damsels, who are the incarnate manifestations of his internal potency. Okay, so now let's go back to what we're reading. In this way, Shukadeva Goswami, sorry, I went to sleep really late last night, so I need to sit up. In this way, Sri Shukadeva Goswami describes the unprecedented, incomparable nature of the pleasure-filled pastimes and attire of the enjoyer of Rasa, highlighting three features. So, first feature is a smiling lotus face, smaya mana mukambo. Oops, I didn't go back far enough. I forgot this footnote is on 2 pages. Okay, so we start here. In various quadruple manifestations, such as Vasudeva, he is directly Cupid, Manmata. His beauty is not like that of the mundane, invisible Cupid, who is a manifestation of a portion of the material energy. Rather, he is the embodiment of Rasaraj Rasbihari Rajendranandan, who is the emporium of all mellows, who enjoys the Ras dance, and who has the ability to turn the mind of even Cupid himself. Just as the supersoul gives the power of seeing to the eyes, similarly, Rajendranandan empowers the mundane Cupid of this world. The worldly Cupid manifests as a plenary portion of the special beauty and qualities of that transcendental Cupid, Krishna, who descends in this world, displaying his beauty and qualities to the absolute fullest extent. Therefore, it can be seen that Sri Krishna's form as the great Cupid contains the monosyllable seed mantra Ambij Klim, and meditations on his other forms, which also manifest the mood of a Cupid. The word Manmata communicates the ability to agitate his other manifestations. Moreover, such form, directly Manmata Manamata alone, is the topmost shelter of love, the alambana, which manifests only in the original mellow, Shringaras. Such a form is not attained in any of the other devotional mellows. This is what has been explained. In this way, Sri Shukadeva Goswami describes the unprecedented, incomparable nature of the pleasure-filled pastimes and attire of the enjoyer of Ras Lila, highlighting three features: his smiling lotus face, Smaya Mana Mukambuja, his yellow garment, Pitambaradhara, and the garland around his neck, Suragvi. By using the present tense of the verb Smayamana, Sri Shukadeva Goswami indicates that the gentle smile Sri Krishna displayed only at that moment as Ras Bihari is very special. Its spirit is different from his natural, usual smile. The word pitambar means he is wearing a yellow garment. However, the additional usage of the word dhara, wearing, conveys that Sri Krishna was wearing the yellow garment in a particular manner. The adjective sragvi, garlanded with a wreath of the forest flowers, vanamala, further adds to his glories. His gentle smile revealed his happiness and affirms that his act of abandoning the gopis was just a mischievous prank. He covered himself to his head with his yellow garment, thus indicating his embarrassment at having abandoned the cowherd damsels. He appeared before his beloveds respectfully, wearing around his neck the garlands they had given him, implying that he wanted to become fortunate by embracing them and putting his arms around their necks. This conveys that Sri Krishna's disinterest in meeting anyone else other than the gopis. Moreover, his unique beauty at this particular time is described in order to implant the exquisiteness in the hearts of the audience. Śrīla Viśvanātha Chakravartī Thakur's Sārārtha Darshini. In this verse, Sri Shukadeva Goswami, the crest jewel of swan-like liberated personalities, addresses Sri Krishna as Shori, indicating that he is siding with the gopis and is exhibiting annoyance towards Krishna, being unhappy at his behavior. The purport is that Sri Krishna appeared in the dynasty of King Shurasen, in other words, in the warrior class noted for its craftiness. Therefore, he exhibited his valor by defeating great distress. He exhibited his valor by giving great distress to the cowherd damsels who had so much love for him. If Sri Krishna were not a member of the warrior class, and rather belongs to the community of simple-hearted cowherd folk, then he could have never inflicted such suffering upon the gopis. Krishna's lotus face was blossoming with happiness, despite the gopis' distress. However, the fact is that he came with a cheerful smile on his lotus face just to give joy to the cowherd damsels. At the same time, the gopis' anguish was burning the lotus of his heart. As if to beg forgiveness from them, Sri Krishna folded his hands and took hold of the front portion of his yellow garment, which was hanging down from his shoulders, Pitambaradhara. And just to show the gopis his feelings of love for him, he was still wearing forest flower garlands that they had previously placed around his neck. Sri Krishna is directly the Cupid of Cupids, Shakshat Manmata Manmata. This phrase indicates that he turns the minds of the god of love, the Cupid who is the aggregate of the sum total, Samashtigata, of all Cupids. It is this Cupid that enchants the living entities in this world by his flower arrows. The same Cupid came to enchant Sri Krishna, but he himself became so captivated by the supreme Cupid that he became infused. He became infused with the feminine mood and eagerly desired to serve him as a woman. From this, it can be gathered that Madan Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid, Sri Krishna, and his beloved sweethearts began to perform their Ras Lila love games, being agitated by the arrows of Cupid, who is transcendental like themselves. They were not touched by the pain inflicted by the arrows of the mundane Cupid, who has no authority in the Raslila. It is understood that in order to make the gopis feel the distress they were suffering in separation, Shri Krishna manifested his Manmata form, displaying the maximum degree of his splendor. Displaying the maximum degree of his splendor, his rup, his elegance, Saundarya, his loveliness, Lavanya, and cleverness, by Dagdya. All right, so that's our reading for today. And now tomorrow we'll read about the gopis' reaction to Krishna's appearing there. And yeah. All right, so now we're moving on to Sri Dāmodarāṣṭakam. I hope it's not a problem that we're finishing late. Where is it? Sorry, guys, I'm very slow right now. I went to sleep really late trying to prepare this Srila Vāman Goswami Maharaj posting memories of Srila Vāman Goswami Maharaj. Okay. So yeah, I kept on meaning to read this chapter and then I just never got the time. Or no, it wasn't that I didn't get the time. It was yesterday and the day before the internet was not working, the Wi-Fi. Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Kokule Brajamanam Idang te mukham bojam avyakta nilar vritam kuntailai snigdha raktaischa gopya Muhushamitam bimba raktadharan me manasya virastam alam lakshalabhai. O Deva, your lotus-like face, encircled by soft blackish blue curly locks of hair that have a reddish glow, is repeatedly kissed by the Gopi Yashoda. May your supremely charming lotus face, with lips like red bimba fruit, always remain manifest in my heart. I do not care about millions of other attainments. You know, guys, I'm feeling so tired right now. And I don't want to read annoyingly, like where I keep on stopping and not being able to continue and stuff. So what I think I'm going to do, something has been happening every day. Past 2 days, they shut off the internet at 3 p.m. and then they start it back up at 7:30 p.m. And but already by that time I have to go for another program, so I can't. I go for another program at 8 o'clock. So, and a half an hour is not enough time to read. So what I think I'm going to do is just pre-record the video and then make the video go live so that I can start reading at 7 p.m. and then we'll finally, after a few days, read my Gurudev's commentary on this verse 5. But yeah, I'm it'll be really annoying if I read, like it'll be annoying for you, I'm saying. So I'm just going to end here for now. All right, Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्व गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरण मोहन जू की जय। नित्य लल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्य लल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद श्री भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य लल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य लल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य विष्णु विष्णुपाद शत भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य विष्णु महाभगवत श्री गोक्षर बाबूजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपनो गौरिया गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर प्रसाद वृंद की जय। नाम आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदाता गिरिराज महाराज की जय। राधा कुंद श्याम कुंड यमुना गंगा तुलसी भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्री रास-पाñcādhyāyī की जय। श्री सारवत देवीगण की जय। श्री रासेश्वरी श्री विश्वानंदिनी श्रीमती राधा ठाकुर रानी की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रीनिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवशचा कृष्ण भक्ति प्रद देवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Dandava pranams everybody. So see you all in, I guess, 10.5 hours from now, is it? Or 11.5. Yeah. Yeah, at 7 p.m. India time. All right, I'm gonna go now. Jai Shri Radhe Hari Bol.